to the Voice of the Coast. I am your host, Dankia Foley. Along with me, we have a new face. Many of you are not familiar, but you're going to get familiar with this gentleman right here. He's the president of Brice Civil Constructors. They are based out of Anchorage, Alaska, and that is Mr. Jon McVay. Again, the president of Brice Civil Constructors. Now, you guys know I've talked about this before with Mr. Mac Wade, who is the director of the Morgan City Port, and we have talked about dredging. And pretty much the face behind the company is here. Again, thank you very much for coming to the Voice of the Coast.
Tanika, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
I am so excited. As I don't know if Mr. Mack has told you, we are so excited to have you here in Morgan City. Welcome to Morgan City, but also welcome to Louisiana. And most folks are probably saying the same thing. Alaska, as we said. Alaska, what does Alaska know about Louisiana's waterways?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's an interesting story. Brice has built built landing craft here, ATVs, at shipyards in Louisiana. And that's how we got the word that this opportunity was coming up, is somebody from the shipyard said, hey, we've got a problem in the channel, and it doesn't look like it's going to be solved using the old-fashioned techniques. And so we're looking for somebody to try something differently. And so we connected a few dots, and here we are.
I love that. I love the forward thinking. We need more of that. So I'm happy to have you here. Now again, I'm learning, and I'm learning all about the different types of dredging. And I've heard of side casting. I've heard of agitation. I've heard of, and it just slipped my mind, but so many others. But you guys have put it together, and this is remarkable. It's actually pretty rare that you have an agitation sidecaster. You guys are the first of its kind to put that, or the first company to put something like that together.
Yeah, it is first of kind, and I think that's why a lot of people were concerned early on. It hadn't been tried before. So what we did is we put the pump, one of the biggest pumps in the U.S., on an OSV so that it's self-propelled. And that then has drag heads that go into the mud and suck the mud up and shoot it over the side to condition the sediment. And as it goes, it sort of hangs in the water column, and the river takes that out to the Gulf of Mexico. That way we don't have to pay to haul it, and we don't have all that extra gear around that's necessary for other types of dredging.
Right. Now, of course, here, different types of dredging methods. Of course, you deal with silt. Most oftentimes it's silt, but we have fluff. And it's one of those things that's hard to contain, but this is what your piece of machinery can do, and it's only one piece of machinery, whereas oftentimes you think with the amount of fluff and silt we have to deal with, you probably deal with a lot of machinery, but there's only just one, and that's you guys.
That's us. And at the beginning it was really challenging because it hadn't been done before, and there was a lot of doubters. There was doubters at the Corps of Engineers. There was doubters in the community. And, the first few months building it, we were going, oh my gosh, there were people with, not literally, but with tar and pitchforks going, when are you going to get that thing going? And I was just saying, we're going to do it, stick with us, and we'll show you that this will work.
I love the confidence. I do. We have so many haters out there. You know it. You're just saying it so much more eloquently, and I love it. That's right. Proven wrong. I love that. Something else that you're doing that not a lot of companies do, you're working 24/7.
Yes.
I thought it was 24/6. You're working every day, all day.
Every day, all day. Christmas, Thanksgiving,
Come on.
New Year's.
You guys work hard. That's
yeah,
awesome.
So we work 12-hour shifts. So we have basically two crews, sleep on the boat. And it's a pretty small boat, so these are tough guys that stay out there and do that for us. And every other week, we take a crew boat out and switch guys, so they get a week off. And then every other week, we come into town, refuel at local fueling places, and grocery up, and get a lot of maintenance done. And we try to turn that around, sort of like a great big NASCAR pit stop.
Right.
We turn that around in 12 hours if we're doing well, and if we're got extra work to do, it might be 14 hours, but we turn it around in a day. That way we're out there pumping as quickly as possible.
Love it. And also that's also very good for our economy, because you guys are staying in the area. You're using our fuel, and we're going to get something in return, which is we're getting that authorized 20-foot depth, as well as 400 feet Why, it's 300, 400.
400 is the authorized
Or
width.
that's
Yep.
right, width. And we're actually anticipating a ribbon cutting ceremony, which was supposed to be slated for November. We're going to hold that question and get back to that and see if that's still on schedule. Just guys, come on back right here on the Voice of the Coast with yours truly. Welcome back to the Voice of the Coast. Again, I am your host, Dankia Foley Long, and with me we have the president of Brice Civil Constructors, and that is Mr. Jon McVay. So we have this ribbon cutting that was slated to happen or is scheduled for November. We're in October right now. Pretty exciting because we're getting our authorized depth we've been waiting for so long. Is that still on schedule?
Yeah, so I'm glad you brought that up. That is a little bit behind schedule. Between the Hurricane Ida and the Storm Nicholas and a few other dredging setbacks, yeah. I think we're going to move it to April. I don't have that exact date, but I want you all to rest assured that our part is going to be open for business.
Okay.
And so hopefully when the whole channel is open, we'll celebrate that with a ribbon cutting and a celebration.
Okay, well, we'll wait a couple more months. We can do that. So my question is, once we have the ribbon cutting in April, is Brice going to continue to stay in Louisiana and Morgan City?
Yeah, we are. So this was the anchor contract that was going to bring us to town. And the important thing for us is that we continue to dredge. If we quit dredging, if we quit doing what we're doing, 3 feet of fluff fill the channel per month. We can't quit. It just won't make sense for the community. So we hope to be doing that for the next 20 years. And then from that, we anticipate doing construction.
All right.
Me? I thought I had that off.
Oh, that's
Sorry.
no problem.
I apologize. That's horrible.
That's okay. I do want to, let's skip to something else if you don't mind.
Yeah,
I would like to talk about a RULAC.
A RULAC.
I said it right.
Yeah, you did.
And that is the dredge equipment,
Yep.
the dredge that we use. Can you tell me a little bit about a RULAC and how it was all put together? And
Yeah, I'd love to. So a RULAC means to agitate or to stir in Alaska Native language, and we're owned by Chalista Corporation, an Alaska Native company. So we're very proud of that heritage. And basically this system is a suction dredge, and there are suction dredges elsewhere, and it has great big arms that go off of the self-propelled vessel, 40 inches in diameter, 2 of them, to a drag head. And that drag head then pumps the mud up through the pump and over the side,
Yes.
and then it spits it out the side. And the more we get air, the more we sort of rainbow it out there, the better that conditions it. So we've got 3 engines, 3 pumps. We've got a jet pump that is jetting down in the water, in the mud to break it up. And together, we are pumping roughly 5 million yards a month.
So I'm speaking a native language, a RULAC.
A RULAC.
I love that. That's awesome. So let's talk a little bit about Mr. McVay yourself. So again, welcome to Louisiana, and want to know, you're, Anchorage is quite a far away from Morgan City.
Mm-hmm.
Are you planning to stay here at all? Maybe, have a second home in Morgan City?
Yeah, so I've been shopping for a house with my wife for, it's been for 2 years, and we're looking for the right size home. My 2 grown sons have moved out of the house, and so we're trying to downsize. So it's this perfect match between something like 1,700 or 2,000 square feet, 2 bedrooms, and the icing on the cake is the pool.
Come on.
Well, it's pretty warm down here.
Oh. Yeah, speaking of which, have you been acclimated to the weather?
Man, I could sit outside like a Thunderbird and just sit there and soak it in. I love it here.
I assume coming from Alaska, right?
Right.
Now, of course, I'm ignorant to the fact of what the weather is like in Alaska. What is it right now? We're in October. We're still experiencing summer temperatures.
So in Anchorage, we had our first snow about a month ago. It's melted off. When I'm here, my wife says, well, I had to scrape the windows today, which means boo-hoo, and I care for her. But I said, but I woke up smiling. It was 80 degrees when I walked outside this morning.
Oh, wow.
So freezing to here, I'll take here.
Yeah, and look, for us, we have our first cold front, I believe, expected this weekend. And cold front for us, or cool front, is probably going to drop down maybe lower 70s,
Brr.
right, upper 60s. I'm not sure. But we thank you very much for coming here to KWJ and coming to Morgan City with the Arulac. And I said it right?
Yep.
Okay. And actually kind of being a kind of a godsend, because this is something that the people of South Louisiana, we've battled with for so long. And I believe just our number one reason for having those channels open is to bring in commerce. Mr. Mack and I have this conversation all the time. So again, welcome to Louisiana. I know it's been 2 years, but hopefully you'll have a home soon, especially after watching folks, some real estate agents maybe watching. But we'll see you hopefully the next couple of months, or maybe closer to April when you guys are expected to have the ribbon cutting.
Well, I'm here monthly. I look forward to seeing you, and thanks for having me. The hospitality in Southern Louisiana is awesome.
Thank you.
I love the community.
Awesome. Thank you very much. We'll see you guys next time.